Welcome everyone. My name is the Horror King, and this is the Hidden Object Guru.
Hi!
We're going to be talking about Little Nightmares 2.
Yes, a game we both adore.
Yes, we do.
Oh.
And I was actually thinking of playing through the game a third time to get some of the trophies and things I missed from the second time I played through the game.
What did you miss the second time? I thought you went and collected every memory and just everything.
No, I collected all the hats, and I collected all of the missing glitches that were in the game.
Right.
But apparently I missed a shit ton of trophies that were in the game that I didn't even know about.
No.
Because I looked it up on YouTube immediately after, and it was like, oh yeah, you get all these trophies if you do these specific things. Which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah,
One
absolutely.
Of them is,
there's always in games like that way. Oh, defeat this person in a certain way, or knock this thing down, and you get a special trophy. What are some of the ones available in Little Nightmares 2?
Well, the first one that I came across was if you beat the hunter while wearing the hat you find in the first level, the hunter's hat that you find. If you put that on before you fight the hunter and shoot him, you get a trophy for that.
What? Oh, that's
Which
great.
I didn't even know about. Yeah, I didn't even know that at the time. I thought, that's pretty cool. Another one is, another one that I found was Be Free, or Fly Free, or something like that. You pick up a paper airplane when you're in the school and throw it out the window, and you get a trophy for that.
Aw, did you do the one where you deliver mail? That's the only optional trophy I got.
I don't think wait. Did I do
okay.
I think I did that. I think I did that one.
You
actually
did deliver the mail. Okay.
That one, I think I did. I think I did that one because I'd actually have to go back and check to see if I have it done. But I thought I did because
it's a good one.
I usually go out of my way to solve all these things in these
to try and do all the
games.
optional things. I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, for me, that was the only optional one I found, and I only found it because that's a very obvious one. Like there's a package with a mark on it. There's a door with the same mark. It ain't hard to figure out that you're supposed to throw that in there.
Oh yeah, wait, that's when you go down when you're going up and down the lift, isn't it?
No, it's afterwards. You fall down and you land on a giant pile of packages, and then there's
the one where you have to go up through the lift to continue on that level. Yeah, I've actually got that one done.
Okay, good.
And
man, so you're gonna 100% platinum the game. That's fantastic.
I actually found this up purely by accident. Remember the room of mannequins that gave me so much trouble?
Oh, those guys are the worst.
Yeah. I found out, well, actually, I tried playing that level after the second run through and how to get past it.
Yeah.
And sadly, though, I can never show the first time I passed it because I did it off camera. And I was there, I thought, I'm done with this. End of stream. Try it one more time. I figured I'll try it one more time off camera, see if I can do it. If I don't, I'll leave it here and try again tomorrow. Of course, as soon as I ended the stream, I got it first try.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
for fuck's sake. I was like, God damn it. I can't even go back and show it now because I did it off camera and I have no clue how I did it off camera.
No, that's terrible. Oh,
I know.
I mean, I gotta say, the mannequins, that's the most intense part of the whole game. Like, that
was the hardest part of the game for me.
Oh, absolutely.
When I was playing through it the second time, I watched my first playthrough of the game, and there was a scene where I tried scaling the wall, but I got stuck and ended up dying for a mannequin. So next time I went back to that, I thought, I wonder if I can try that again. Let's see if that actually works. Got it first try, and I was like, oh my god. That actually worked. Thank God.
Wow.
Then after I got past the hands, I picked up the medicine ball. This is a trophy, by the way. I picked up the medicine ball and threw it at the mannequin hands. They grabbed it and threw it back to me, and I got a trophy for it.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, that's another one I
didn't even know that was a thing. I just threw it at them because I was frustrated as hell after suffering through those bastards several times.
Yeah, completely reasonable thing to be frustrated about. Oh my god, that was the worst.
I was already thought, right, I'm going to throw this ball at you. Take that, mannequins. Grab it. Throw it back. Oh, trophy. Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, there's also, I think the other random trophy I got was actually, there's a trophy for like killing the guy who's chained up and diving at you. Like you can avoid
Yeah.
him or either, there's a trophy for either killing him or not killing him. And I don't remember which one it is, but I definitely got that trophy as well. But I got very
There
few of
was
the optional trophies.
I found one trophy after I beat the game the second time was because I was watching a video of this on YouTube, of all the trophies you can get in the game. And one of them
Yeah.
was when you fight the doctor. If you go into the furnace and he follows you inside, if you come out of the furnace and don't set it on fire, you get a trophy for that.
Oh, you can not kill him? Wow, that didn't even
If you,
occur to me.
yeah, you can actually not kill him, and you'll get
Get
a
a
trophy for
trophy
that.
for that. Huh.
I think the trophy was called "Do No Harm" or something like that.
Do no harm is the oath of doctors. So yeah, 100%. That would be
Yeah,
the trophy, what they would call the trophy. Wow.
I think that I think
I'm
that's
so
what the
scared
trophy
of,
was called.
I'm so terrified of the monsters in that game. It would never occur to me to not kill one. Like that would
Yeah,
never be an
it
option
was
for me.
like it was whenever I played that game, I thought I'm going to kill every single monster that comes after me because they're trying to eat me
Yeah. Oh god,
or
all those
trying to kill me.
cannibal
Right.
monsters.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
those. Ugh, they're so terrifying.
I will. I will say this though: if it wasn't for me asking you for help throughout certain parts of that game, it would have taken me way longer to actually beat the game in the parts I was stuck at.
Really?
Like when I was facing the Tin Man when he was chasing me through that room with the axe. I tried to get past that so many times, and you could even see it on stream.
Yeah.
And like most people, they won't show their mistakes on camera when they make mistakes in video games. I will. I'll just leave them up as like, I'm not perfect. I'm I'm terrible at video games, or at least I like to think I am, and just show my mistakes and how I somehow progressed through the game.
I think that's the best way to think of it. Just like,
Yeah.
because
So like,
that gradual improvement, that's what everyone is shooting for, you know? Like
yeah.
gradually getting
Like
better at a game. That's what people want.
when I was going through that part with the Tin Man where you climb up the makeshift ladder on the wall to get past him. Every
Yeah.
time I got near the top or at the top, he would grab me. But I
Right.
think there was a glitch at the start of the level where beating down the door and the axe would pass right through the door but not break the door. So that cost me
Ah.
several seconds, and he caught up to me every goddamn time.
Yeah.
It was so frustrating. Oh my god.
Well, for me, the one that got me the most was, do you remember that one part right at the end of the mannequin section where you have to like run and position a wheelchair to climb up and a mannequin's chasing you? And then you have to run
Oh
back and
yeah.
turn the lights back on in order to
Uh,
trap him away from you so you can get out. That one took
yeah.
me forever. And this is going to be the incredibly embarrassing admission. It took me forever because, and this is absolutely 100% true, it did not occur to me that I could use my own personal flashlight to slow him down. So I was trying to position it
Yeah.
and then race back to the wall to turn it on over and over again. It didn't occur to me to just like use my flashlight on him. It's just like every now and then I get these ridiculous brain freezes and I totally
Did you
forget how
pass
to
it?
play the game. Oh yeah, of course. Well, no, I beat the game, so I figured it out
No,
eventually.
but I mean, like, did you pass that section without using the flashlight?
No, I did end up remembering to use the flashlight.
Because if you actually pass that bit without the flashlight, that's
It can be
impressive.
done. No, it can be
well
done.
done
I've
for
seen
that.
it done. Are you ready for this? There's a video
Yeah.
on YouTube. And this is 100% true, where you can watch someone do the entire mannequin section without ever turning on the flashlight.
Yeah, I sent that to you.
Oh, you're the one who sent that to me. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I could
I
not
was there, I
believe
saw it, I
that
got it.
person pulled it off. I just could not
'Cause
believe that.
When I was watching the video for the hats and things and all the other trophies you find in game. That popped up in one of the videos underneath when I was watching it. I thought,
Right.
what crazy person is going to play through the mannequin section of this game without the flashlight and get past it?
It's
I mean,
genius.
surely that's insane. Why would you want to put yourself through that kind of torture? Watch the video.
Yep.
I thought, oh my god, this guy is insane.
I
Fair
mean,
play to him for getting past it, but my god, he is insane.
I know it was edited together from 100 attempts, and like at
Oh,
every
yeah.
checkpoint, but it doesn't matter. It's still this incredible, like it's an incredible accomplishment. That is some like god tier level gameplay of that thing. I was blown
I
away.
will say this. One of my favorite glitches I've seen on Little Nightmares 2 was, you remember the scene where the teacher is playing the piano and you're trying to get past her?
Of course.
Yeah, there's a glitch on YouTube where whoever's playing Mono ends up going through all that and then pulls the grate off the wall, but messes it up somehow. The teacher shoots up the neck, or has her neck go up through the vent, misses your man, and goes the entire extent of the vent. And your man just walks right past the head until he gets to the end of the level and just jumps across to 6.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
God,
know if I
I
said
love
that.
it when stuff like that happens.
I don't know if I sent you that video or not.
I don't know that I've seen that one. I will check that one out, because wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It
that's
was
hilarious.
kind of funny when I saw it. I thought, that's really cool. It would have been funny if that happened to me when I was playing it, but it didn't. But
yeah, I only ran into one major glitch, and it was a big enough one that I was playing it before the game came out, that it was like a big enough glitch that I had to tell the game makers about it, and they had to like go and fix it before the game came out. Like, you know the scene where you're in the apartment with the lady, and you have to get her to go and watch the TV in the other room. Like, you have to get her to go and watch the TV, so you can, you have to turn off her TV, so she'll go and watch the TV in the other room, and then you can jump through to that TV. And for whatever reason, the clicker just didn't work. Like, the clicker did not work. It would not turn off her TV no matter what I did. And I tried ever in the room. I pressed the button over and over again. The TV would never turn off. I spent 40 minutes trying to figure out how to get through this level, because at first it didn't even occur to me that it was a glitch. I didn't assume there was something wrong. I thought I was doing something wrong. And then after 40 minutes, I'm like, oh no, this is just broken. And so I contacted the developers, and they patched it out. Thank heavens. Because, oof.
I think I had come across 3 glitches in the entire game. 2 of them are in one of the videos I sent you ages ago, which was, the first one was when you're inside room, you turn off the TV to get your wand to run into the bathroom and get electrocuted on the floor.
Yeah.
I was there, I thought, okay, grand, I'll do that. Took me ages to get that part down. Of course, then I get past it, and I grab the chair, pull it, except for Mono lets go of the chair, and he's kind of in this stance where one foot is on the ground, the other's kind of flexed, and he's just gliding around the floor. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, how did I do that? What just happened? Did I break the game like 15 minutes in? I was like, I don't know how I did this, but okay. Had to reset the level, start from where I was before, get through that whole thing again, pass it, and then move on. Then I get into the bit where then I get into the part where the shopping trolley is, and this is probably my favorite glitch out of my playthrough of Little Nightmares 2, was you have to move the trolley over a bit, up a slight ramp, and then get across to where the TV is. And I even showed this to you as well in the same video. Moved it along. It got stuck on the slight ramp. No idea how it got stuck. Next thing, the shopping trolley just fires up in one end of the direction on the screen and kills Mono instantly. I was like, what the? How did I do that? Why is this thing happening? Oh my god, it was
How
so
did
funny.
that happen?
I honestly have no idea how I broke the game like that. I
Oh,
thought,
that's insane.
okay, I don't know why this happened, but okay, fine.
Yeah, I guess I'll just accept this world, this insane world I now live in. Oh my
I
god.
had to restart the level and then just continue on. Of course, as soon as I restarted the level, I ended up dying many more times before I got past it.
Oh no. Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But I mean,
Of course,
that's the thing. With a game that complicated and that many moving parts, and let's face it, a physics engine, you're gonna have some glitches from time to time. It just always happens.
yes, yes, but they are funny as hell.
They tend to be pretty damn funny. I'm not gonna argue with that.
The second time I went through that level, in my second playthrough, I ended up pulling the trolley along. The next thing, Mono faces right through the trolley and ends up underneath it. And I can't get out.
No! Oh, that's ridiculous.
I even made comment in the stream. It was like, the last time I did this, the trolley shot up and went into the screen and killed me instantly. The next thing I realized, wait, why isn't the trolley moving? And I looked closer at the screen and I realized, oh god, he's trapped underneath it. How the hell did that happen?
Wow. Oh my god. But I mean, the game is just loaded with these fun experiences you have where you just stumble into something amazing like that. It happened to me all the time in the game.
One thing I like to do when I live stream game, especially Little Nightmares, was if I get stuck and I end the stream, I will go back to the level I was stuck at, and assuming there's no autosave in said game, I will play through that part of the level repeatedly till I get it. And then the next time, when I come back to the game, it looks like I know what I'm doing.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. Even
and
though
then you can just reselect
I don't know what I'm
level.
doing, I'm just kind of, plowing my way along and see how this goes.
No, I think that's great. That's a good system. I like that. Yeah, you just,
of course, then if
show
I
off
beat
just
the
a
game,
little. Show off just a little.
Yeah. Of course, then if I beat a game, I will look up a walkthrough for that same game and see if there was anything I might have missed.
Yeah, I do that too. I think it's important, only if it's a game I like, obviously. But I really do think it's important to go and say, oh, okay, I missed this, which, I often miss a lot when I'm playing games. And I think it's really important to, if you liked a game, just go back and find everything that's in that game.
One of the funniest things that happened when I played through the game the second time was I was at the which I think it's near the end of the game actually. It's like level 4 or level 5.
Yeah.
Where you're in the city and there's the tower in the background. I think that's level 4.
Yeah.
Or else that's level 5. One of them. There was a missing remains at the back of that level, so you have to walk back down the street, climb down a ladder in the ground into like a sewer. And it's a long ladder down, so if you jump, you will die. So
okay.
On the stream, I even make mention to this and say, if you go down this ladder and you try jumping down, you will die. So I'm climbing down, and there's me thinking, I wonder if I'm close enough to the bottom now that I can actually just jump off of this and land on the floor.
Oh no.
So I have Mono jump off the ladder, land on the ground, and hit the glitching remain and die instantly.
Whoa. How on earth did that happen?
How I've done that. I have no idea.
It seems like you stumbled into all the best glitches.
I don't know if this was a glitch, but I was a good bit off the ground that it would actually have still killed me regardless. But I thought I was closer to the ground than what I actually thought I was.
Gotcha.
And when I jumped, I ended up landing on the glitching remain, getting it, and unlocking that achievement for that level. And it killed me instantly.
Oh, no. Okay, that's hilarious.
If I had tried to do that, and intentionally tried to do that to actually hit the glitching remain where it was, I wouldn't have gotten that at all.
Of course not.
I have no clue how I did that.
Okay, yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
And I think there's so many good moments like that in the game where it's just like something weird will happen or you'll fall through the ground. And one of the things I love about Little Nightmares 2 is how close together its checkpoints are. So even when you die in fairly, when you have an unfair glitch, like you never have to repeat much of the game. I really like that
true.
about it. Yeah, I thought it was very well done in that respect.
I didn't realize at the time when I played through it the first time that there were so many checkpoints so close together. They were so close together. I thought,
yeah, it's really handy.
That's really helpful.
Oh no,
I must say this
love
though. When I was playing through it the first time, I took your advice about the doors at the hallway where there was like one at the top, one at the bottom with the purple light.
Oh,
and you had to go through one twice and then through the other one twice to unlock it.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
When I went to your channel to see how that was done, I clicked on the wrong video. It was one how to beat 6 in whatever length of time. I saw the first 5 seconds and I was like, nope, not watching that one. It's clearly the other one. Then. Click, done.
Kind of spoil the ending there.
Yeah, not really. I saw the first 5 seconds.
I know what I'm saying.
All
that's
you
what
said in the video was, you need to get 6 into the middle of the room and get her away from the toy. That was all I saw from that video. It was like, nope, good. Not watching the rest of this. I want to figure this kind of stuff out on my own. If I get stuck, I'll go back and watch it.
It's the last fight in the entire game. Of course you didn't want me spoiling it for you.
Well, I did see the first 5 seconds, but even then, it was you just talking for that 5 or 10 seconds. So I was like,
the 5 seconds, the first 5 seconds that's not even the fight. That's like before the chase. Like, that's when you destroy it the first time. Then you have the whole chase with her, and then you do the fight with her. Honestly,
it was like the very start of the video. You were saying, you need to get her into the center of the room so you can pick up the hammer behind her. That's all I saw. Because I didn't want to see the rest of it. I was like, nope, wrong video. Click, done, move on.
Yeah, it's a great boss fight. Like, that boss fight is one of my favorite parts of the entire game. Like, I thought it was brilliantly done.
It was very frustrating. Especially the bit where you have to climb up onto a platform, pick up the hammer, and smash the box.
I know, all while she's still reaching the other way. Yeah, the whole getting her to rush to doors. The getting her to rush to doors can be incredibly difficult. Like, I totally get
I actually got that down pretty quickly, actually.
Nice.
It's just, I mistimed it a few times and I ended up dying from it. And I remember Lady Guru putting a comment in at one point during that fight saying, this took Guru ages to figure out how to do.
It did?
Yeah, I can see why. And I think I even said that in the stream. If I didn't, and I'm saying it now, I can see why that took you so long to figure that out.
Oh god, yeah. It took me ages. I did that probably 20 times before I beat it. It was very frustrating. Yeah, I mean, it's rare for a boss to be that, like a final boss to be that nasty. I mean, the closest thing was, the boss that took me like an hour and a half to figure out to beat was, the final boss in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Like, the final version of Nemesis is, on the hardest difficulty, is just so frustrating. It took me, again, literally almost 2 hours, and then I just had to figure out an exploit to easily beat him. But that worked out well. I actually had to, like, invent a method that cheesed the game in order to beat this guy. That's how tough that boss was. Another really rough boss. How were you in beating the, that whole last section of getting away from the hunter? Oh my god. I found that so difficult.
When I played the Little Nightmares 2, the first and second time, trying to knock over that tree was really difficult. For some reason, I couldn't knock it over. It took me ages to figure it out. I was like, oh, okay, this is how it's done. No idea how I did it, but I somehow figured it out to knock over the tree.
Nice.
And even just getting 6 of mono to push it, you could see the tree giving way in my live streams, but for some reason it wouldn't fall over. Eventually I got it to fall over. I thought, I have no idea how I did this, but whatever, let's keep going.
Yeah, no, that's a tough part,
and as hard as Little Nightmares 2 was, it wasn't bad enough to make me rage quit in the middle of a stream.
No, I honestly, I think it's safe to say I adore that game. I don't know anything.
I love it.
Even when I got frustrated, and as you heard, I ran into some serious glitches, and I got frustrated a lot. But even when I was frustrated, I never stopped just really appreciating what the game was doing. Like, it just looks so. It looks so good because it does. It looks gorgeous, but that thing has atmosphere for days. You know?
And I've said this many times before, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in your live streams as well, is one of the things I love about Little Nightmares 2 is the soundtrack.
Oh God, yeah.
The soundtrack is amazing. I love that soundtrack. I'm very tempted to download it off of YouTube just so that I can have it on my phone.
Yeah, I know you should. Honestly, that's a great soundtrack to listen to just when you're walking around. It's just an amazing song. Like, it's an amazing soundtrack. I adore it.
I even loved the remix version of the main Little Nightmares theme they used. That was pretty good as well. Yeah. Still not as good as the original theme song for Little Nightmares, but this is a close second.
Yeah, no, I would say that. Absolutely. I wasn't expecting this. I mean, I didn't know what I was expecting from this. I certainly wasn't expecting it to be a prequel, teaching you how 6 turned evil. That is not something I was expecting from the game, but am I the only one really hoping for a Little Nightmares 3 where we can get, like, a happy ending for these characters? Because it's been so
Why
bleak.
do you want a happy ending?
Little Nightmares 2 is meant to be bleak. I know it's meant to be bleak. That's why I would like a happy ending.
No, that would ruin
it. You think that would ruin it? Okay. I guess I am a sap for this kind of thing, but I just kept hoping. It's like, can't we get a little bit of a happy ending for these people and the ridiculous nonsense they've gone through all this time?
To be fair, we had kind of a happy ending for the first game. Six walks off the ball and lets the gnomes be free and do whatever they want.
Yes. So we kind of had a happy ending, but even still...
kind of a happy ending? It's bleak as hell, but it's good enough.
That's what I'm saying. Well, if you're willing to settle for good enough, there you go.
I would say this, though. As frustrating as Little Nightmares 1 and 2 were, it wasn't enough to make me rage quit the game. Like, the only game that I've live streamed on my channel that made me rage quit was, believe it or not, A Plague Tale: Innocence.
Really? Which part made you rage quit that? Is it the night battle?
No, that was enough to make me get frustrated, but it didn't make me rage quit. The final boss of the game made me rage quit. Like, every time I tried doing something, he kept killing me, and I was like, I'm done. Ended the stream. Just quit.
You know, that's one of my...
didn't even say goodbye to my fans or anything. It was just like, I'm done. Just ended the stream.
Jeez. You know, that, fun fact, that is my second most popular boss guide after my Nemesis boss guide. Like, the boss guide people watch the most from me is the Nemesis one, and that is my my second most. Because, it is a nightmare. And every time, it's funny, I can actually tell every time that, that Plague Tale: Innocence goes on sale, because I get this big spike in people looking up how to kill that final boss. Because you were not alone. You were not alone in finding that insanely difficult. Believe me. Like, that is like a universal opinion about that fight. People just hated it.
I just found it extremely difficult, and I even had to ask you for help. It was like, I hate asking for help, especially if I'm live streaming games, because I want to do this on my own without any help. But
of course,
I even say it in my streams. It was like, okay, I couldn't figure this out. I had to get help. Their channel will be linked into this after the stream is uploaded.
I mean, honestly, that's just how hard that fight is. It is. Yeah. It's incredibly difficult because, you know, you've got this ridiculous thing where it's all of his attacks take up so much space on screen. You have to know exactly where to stand if you want to get through them. And it's as simple as that. Like, you have to know exactly where to stand.
When I was playing him during the first time I played that, I thought I was getting a pattern down. I was like, okay, I can see a pattern forming here. I don't know if I said this on stream or not, but if I didn't, I could see a pattern emerging on screen. I thought, okay, let's try going this way. Then he would change up a bit. I was like, shit, I'm boxed in. That's not good.
Dang. No, it is. Yeah. It is. He was the worst. I totally get that. I totally get everyone who quit. I mean, I almost quit a couple of times, but I persevered, and I was lucky enough to figure out his thing and make that guide, which hopefully has helped a lot of people. Speaking of, who's your favorite boss fight in Little Nightmares 2?
Probably the Tin Man.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
probably him. Because it's not an awful lot of fighting, it's just you trying to mimic his movements and just go against him. And I think you come across him more times than everybody else. So
That's true, you do.
that's also a part of the reason why he'd be my favorite.
Yeah.
How about
now,
you? Who's your favorite fight in that game?
I know it's crazy to say this because it's the first one, but I love the chase and fight with the Hunter. I found that
Nice.
so compelling. Like, I mean, it is such a, and I mean, this is coming from someone who's a huge fan of the first game, right? So you know I love
Yeah.
the first game. And,
Yeah. Who doesn't?
like, oh god, it's amazing. But I will say this about the
Yeah.
first game. It's, okay, I don't want this to sound mean because I love the game, but it is a setting that doesn't have a lot of, like, variety to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so you
Well,
go,
it kinda
you're on the
does, but
boat.
not
I
an
mean,
awful
it
lot.
does. But, I mean, largely it's like, okay, I'm in storage rooms of the boat. I'm in storage rooms of the boat. I'm in the galley of the boat. I'm up on the deck of the boat. I'm in the living areas in the boat. But it's like, it's a lot of confined spaces, right?
Mm.
And so this weird breath of fresh air, and of course submerged spaces. And so you have this breath of fresh air type thing when you first meet the Hunter, because suddenly you're just in the woods, right? For the first time in the series, you're in this great big, I mean, it's not empty, obviously. It's packed with stuff, and it is still linear like the other levels. But you've got this huge depth of field in the background. So it's like, in the background, you see like acres of forest behind you. So it's like nowhere you've ever seen in a Little Nightmares game before. And that's true. And then when you've got the Hunter, you've got all of these things where he's stalking you through these big open areas, and there's so little cover for you to search for. And it's so unlike anything in the first game that I had this experience of being like, oh, they are not screwing around. They're doing something completely different this time for me to find out about and explore. And I loved it. I loved all of the changes. I was so blown away. Please.
You'll never believe it, but I think the one part of Little Nightmares 1 that gave me the most deaths, and
yeah,
I have to go back and check this, but off the top of my head, I think the part that caused me the most deaths was, do you remember you're on the outside of the moat and you have to jump onto a chain to climb up?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Just like making that chain jump killed you the most.
Because
trying to hit that
I tried jumping
jump
onto it, missed the chain, and dived into the water. I was like, damn it! You kept going and going and going and missing.
Oh, that's terrible.
I just could not grab the chain. Either I have really bad depth perception when it comes to video games, or I'm just really bad at jumping onto chains in video games.
Oh, that's so terrible.
At one point, I underjumped it, overjumped it, and then just slightly missed it. I was like, damn it! It's like, stupid chain, why do you have me so far away? Why couldn't I just climb up?
Yeah, no, I've been there. I mean, not that specific one, but it's like the jump in a game where you just try it over and over and over again, and you're just like, why am I not hitting this? What am I doing wrong? Like, is this not the... Oh, I've been there. Yeah, I've absolutely been there. So yeah, it's crazy frustrating.
After I beat Little Nightmares 1, I found out that, do you remember when you're going through the game, you see a person sleeping or there's a figure in a room and you see while the chef's chopping up something like crazy?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I found out you can actually get into that room.
What? How?
Yeah, you can actually get in there.
Oh my god.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's on YouTube. You could probably look it up if it's still there.
I will.
I don't remember what the title of the video was, so that might make it a little harder, but if it's on YouTube, you'll probably find it. Just type in Little Nightmares. and
I will
it'll
check
show
that
you
out.
how to get past all this into that room, and you'll see a guy sleeping on the bed, and then one of the chef comes in and starts hacking him up with a knife,
Jeez.
which I
God,
thought
that
was
game is
pretty
so
cool.
dark. Oh no, it's cool, but God, that game is so dark.
I love
it. Yeah, I know you do. Well, you're Horror King. It's right there in your name. Of course you love the
that's true.
bleak brutality of that game. Yeah,
I will say
it freaked me out. Like, not a lot of horror games. I mean, you've seen on my channel, there are times when I will, I am not going to pretend I don't get taken by jump scares all the time. Of course I do. Jump scares, they get me. They get me on the regular. I'm not going to pretend they don't. I get,
I don't think they get me that often, but they do get me from time to time.
Yeah, I mean it's not that strange. I have no shame in the fact that jump scares get me. They absolutely get me. But like it's rare for me to be playing a game and be like chilled by the whole mood of the game. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And
when I played
that is what
Nightmares 1 the first time,
yes,
I was blown away by the graphics of it. I thought it's not a very ultra-realistic game like pick any modern game that comes out these days with high-end spec graphics. But
it's
I loved it because I thought it was so great that it reminded me of the 80s and 90s video games that you play on Atari maybe not Atari,
not Atari.
Sega Mega Drive.
Well, and especially Sega Mega Drive,
or...
and I think it has a bit of a claymation look to it. Like it looks a little like stop motion animation, and that gave me these fond memories of the kind of adventure games that used to come out of France back in the 90s. And there was this art style that a bunch of French game developers used, right, where they would create sprites by making claymation models, and then they would photograph those and turn those into sprites. And that is kind of like the claymation world look. It's almost like the whole game is simulating a dollhouse, right? Because there's a lot of detail in the worlds, right? But the detail has it is 1 degree removed from reality in a way that when someone builds a dollhouse and makes it perfectly accurate, you're looking at it, but nothing has the weight and scale to it, and you realize no matter how visually perfect it looks, you realize there's something off about it, and that is what the Little Nightmares world looks like to me. Like, it's all a world of miniatures. I mean, and Too Dark did that too, with the old French style.
I thought what I liked about Too Dark was the fact that it reminded me of the old 8-bit games that you'd have as a kid. Like Sega Mega Drive. No, wait, Sega Mega Drive was 16-bit. Like the original Sega Master System. That was 8-bit games, I think. And it was, Master System too. So it reminded me of those old-timey games that were like Atari and Sega Master System, where Too Dark was just pixelated. It was brilliant. I loved it.
Oh no!
What I liked about
I think that game is a masterpiece.
What I liked about Little Nightmares 1 and 2 was the fact that it reminded me so much of games I played back in my youth as a kid for like Sega Mega Drive. I thought, this is brilliant. I love this kind of animation style. It's not high-end specs or whatever, but it's fun to play. And honestly, if a game has a good enough story to it and good controls, graphics are a bonus in that game.
See, I like that.
That's why I've never looked at graphics when it came to games. If it had a good story and easy enough controls, and not something that was awful like Game of Thrones, then it's gonna be fine in my book.
See, that's exactly how I look at it.
The version of Game of Thrones, that control system was awful.
I did.
I didn't think there was such. Did you?
I know. I did actually play the Game of Thrones RPG for Xbox 360, and the controls were, as you say, a complete disaster. Like, the fighting was basically impossible to do. Yeah,
because they were telling you, you need to do this and get swing your sword to fight and all this kind of thing. It's like, okay. It's like, push the buttons that they said. I was like, why is this really stiff and slow? It's like, I'm getting myself killed here and I can hardly move the sword. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, they really.
And I know I'm bad at games at times, but Jesus Christ, that made it look as if like you were an amateur playing a game who didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, no, and
wouldn't
I mean
surprise me if
that's
they were drunk.
I'm gonna say that's the game's fault. 100%. That wasn't you or me. Because if you
Oh
and
yeah,
I are both having the exact same problem with the game, I'm guessing it's the game. You
probably
know,
yeah.
like
Although I
100%.
would
I'm guessing
assume that
that's
they
the
were
game.
drunk off their asses when they made it.
I
I'd
mean,
imagine they were
yeah,
drunk.
it
I'd
had
imagine they
some
were
bad
drunk off their asses
controls.
when they made it, and they thought, this works fine. Slap a little logo on it and ship it out.
Yeah, that's how it feels sometimes. That
Yeah.
was a bad game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's one of those games where you'd think it would get some coverage because it's Game of Thrones related, but yeah, no, I think it was universally derided for its terrible control scheme, and just not
Yep.
a lot of people ended up playing it as a consequence.
I'm so glad I didn't spend a fortune on buying that game because I got
Yeah.
it from GameStop ages ago because it was on sale. It went from like I think 40 or 50 euros at the time down to a tenner. So I thought,
Oh, okay.
eh,
Yeah,
I
why
thought,
not? Take a chance.
how bad could it be? It's 10 euro. It's 10 euro. How bad could it be? Put it into
And
my
then you
Xbox.
found out.
Oh my god, this is awful.
No, it really is.
kept it for
There,
kept
no
it for
excuse
ages
for
and then sold it to GameStop again.
always a good plan. Get that money
Yep.
back. Well, as much as possible.
I didn't
Yeah,
get the full 10 euro back because it was
Well, of
outside
course
the
not.
30 day outside the
course
30
not.
day thing. It was like,
Return. Yeah, it's fine though.
well,
It's. I've almost never released like taken a game back like within the week or 2 weeks you're allowed to before to get the full refund. It's weird. I've almost
yeah.
never done that. Basically, just one of the Sherlock Holmes games, and what was that game called? Murdered Sole Suspect, which, by the way, is a game I really liked, but this is not an exaggeration. The game is 4 hours long.
Jesus.
Yeah, you can beat that whole game in 4 hours with no trouble whatsoever. So,
I don't think
not something I recommend.
I don't think I've ever mentioned this in your live stream, or maybe I have. That I definitely haven't mentioned in my streams is I'm actually a fan of Sherlock Holmes, and I actually like reading the books and all that. And I even have some of the movies on DVD,
Nice.
so must get around to watching them at some point.
The Sherlock Holmes, I can recommend I like the Sherlock Holmes Frogware games a lot, but I don't know if everyone does.
The only Sherlock Holmes games I have are the ones for the Xbox 360. One was The Testament of Sherlock Holmes, and the other one was
Jack the Ripper.
I think it was like Case Studies or something like that.
Oh, you don't have the Jack the Ripper one? That one's pretty good.
That I found out when I was playing Testament of Sherlock Holmes is that you can save the game whenever you want, but when you get to the very end of the game, depending on where you save the game, means that after you click continue, it'll bring you back to where you saved it last, and then beat the game again. So what I did was, I get to the very end of the level, and I only found this out purely by accident because I didn't actually know that's what was going to happen. So after I beat the game, got through the whole end credits scene and everything else, and clicked continue to see what would happen, because I always do this when I finish a game.
Reasonable.
See what happens. It brought me back to my last save point. Got back to where the final cutscene was going to be played in the game. Saved it there, and I thought, right, now if I ever want to play this again, and I want to beat the game in like 5 seconds, I'll just activate this cutscene, and boom, there we go, cutscene.
This is a true fact. So this is something I did that's like that. And it's a little embarrassing, but I'll completely cop to it. So you're familiar, obviously, with the game Resident Evil.
Yep.
Okay.
I was there when the original one came out.
Well, that's what I'm about to say. So back in the day on PlayStation, okay, this is going to sound ridiculous. Back in the day on the PlayStation, I couldn't record anything because, it was the past. I didn't have recording options. So,
and any recording options you would have had back then would have been limited and expensive.
Yeah, oh no, absolutely. 100%. All right, so this is where it gets ridiculous. So I had no way to record. So what I would do was, what I adored, a little something called the end song from Resident Evil, which is a song called Still Dawn, and it plays at the end of the game. It's the song that plays over the end credits of Resident Evil. You can just Google it. It's a great song. And I loved that song. But I had no way to get that song, because they didn't, the only way to get it would have been to import a soundtrack from Japan, which was well out of my price range. So what I did was, and this is true, I had a save file set up 2 minutes before the end of the game. So whenever I wanted to hear that song, I would load up the save file, I would get on the elevator, I would kill the tyrant, and then I would listen to the song.
Surely you could just download the song off YouTube.
Well, no, this is 1996. There's no YouTube in 1996.
No, I mean nowadays if you want to have
now I own the song. Now I just bought the song. Obviously. I'm talking back in the day, this is what I did.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, back in the day, this is what I did. And I gotta say, I listened to that song a lot, so I've beaten Resident Evil a ridiculous amount of times. Like, the original Resident Evil, I had beating it down to a science. You know, like, I could just zip through the whole game in under 90 minutes, do the speed running with no difficulty whatsoever. I love that game. So yeah, the first Resident Evil...
The hardest video game it ever took me to beat was Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. My god, that game took me forever to beat.
Really?
Because it came out in 2003, I think it came out. And, or it was 2002, because I bought it at the time.
Okay.
Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Had been out for a couple of months at that stage in 2002. So I bought the game in GameStop because it was second-hand. It was like €20, which at the time was considered expensive for a second-hand game.
Yeah.
And I bought the game, played through it, and got to the final level of the game. And it took me 14 years to beat that one level.
Now, did you play it? Now, you just came back 14 years later. You weren't like playing it that whole time, of course.
Oh, no. I played it ridiculously long periods of time. I played it for several years straight before I stopped and was like, I'm done. I can't beat this level. Because in that game, if you've ever played it, you have to go into a labyrinth and you go right, left, right. And or at least I think that's how it's going. And when you get there, after you get into that labyrinth, you cannot save the game. Okay?
Oh, no.
Now, that would be fine in most cases.
Yeah.
But you have to fight... you have to play, I think it's like 5 people in a row without losing.
Yeah, that's tough.
What makes this incredibly difficult is the fact that your deck, if you're playing it the first time through, is way worse than what any other player has in the game. Even the easier opponents that you fight early on have a better deck than you do. It's just luck of the draw that you make something good that comes out of it.
Gotcha.
And for the longest time, I could not beat those last 5 people. I was like, oh my god, this is taking forever. Of course, I found out after I beat the game that if you click on continue, it starts right back after you beat the game. If you click on continue, it starts you right back at the very beginning of the game where you started off the first time.
Right.
But this time, however, you get to keep the deck you had. So if you had, let's say...
so it's a New Game Plus. Nice.
Yeah, it was a New Game Plus before New Game Plus was a thing. And
that's fantastic.
Let's say you had 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is the strongest normal dragon in the game, and still is to this day. You would actually have the 3 of them in your deck, and a bunch of other cards that you have. And when you go through the game, then you get to plow your way through it and kill everyone.
Nice.
But there's an opponent you fight at the start of the game that you cannot beat him, and if you do beat him, he'll keep challenging you to a match until you lose to him.
Oh, because it's part of the narrative that you have to lose.
Yeah, it's part of the game that you have to lose. I remember playing him the first time, I thought, how the hell am I supposed to beat that? When I played him a second time, and I didn't realize at the time that you have to lose to him. It wasn't until many years later that I actually beat the game that I realized, so you have to lose.
Okay.
even if your deck is the best in the game, you still have to lose to him somehow.
Damn, that's hilarious. So yeah, it's a new
Yeah.
game plus, and then they had a element of the plot that's actually hampered by the new game plus, because they didn't think
Well,
to
actually,
give
no,
him
that.
like, oh, I'm going to take out my ultra attack that automatically kills anything.
Oh no, he's even unbeatable when you play the game the first time.
Ah, okay, I gotcha.
So, like, even when you play the game the first time, the strongest monster you will have in your deck is maybe 2,800 attack points. His weakest monster in that deck is what was it, 3,500?
Oh my god,
So you
that's
can see
crazy.
kind of a yeah.
I
his
see why that would be
weakest-
such an issue.
That's his weakest monster is 3,500 attack points, and your strongest at that point in time is
Could possibly
2,800,
be.
maybe 3,000 if you're lucky enough to get a 3,000 beat stake. But even
Damn.
then, you're not getting past him,
Oh, that's hilarious.
which was kind of unfair.
Well, I mean, but it's supposed to be unfair, right? You're learning the game.
Yeah, but you see,
That's very
even when
funny.
you play the game the first time, it's unfair to fight that guy because you won't
Oh, yeah, of
win.
course.
You're not supposed to win.
Oh, that's so cool.
And even when you beat the game, you still aren't supposed to beat him. It's part of the story. You're supposed to lose to him regardless.
You need to lose.
And
no
if you
matter
beat him,
what.
if you beat him quick enough in the repeat of the game, he'll keep challenging you till you lose. And if you beat him fast enough each time, you'll get better and better cards off of him, which is kind of cool.
Oh, nice. So you can like farm good cards by
Yeah.
beating this guy.
Although, yeah, you can farm good cards out of just about any duelist in that game if you actually go into free duel and just play him repeatedly. Of course, it keeps
Cool.
track of how many times you win and how many times you lose. Yeah, I've unlocked every character in that game. I love it so much. It's fun. Frustratingly hard, but, fun.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean,
I was-
the thing for me is, personally, I never really played deck builder games, but I do understand the awesome depth that a lot of them have.
Yeah,
Like,
you should
I don't-
download Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist.
Just to see
the
what
new
it's
one.
like.
And it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun to play. And if you do have it, we can play each other on it. I can
Oh,
show you
it's
my
good to
alien
know.
deck, which is a lot of fun to play with.
Nice.
My
Yeah,
alien
so
deck is not. My alien deck is not strong. It's very weak, but it
Ah,
pisses people off so much, which is why I love playing it.
you're a ridiculous troll. That's what you are.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's 100% what you are. A ridiculous
Plus,
troll.
it makes reference to one of my favorite horror movies of all time as well, which is Alien.
Yeah, obviously. All right, so before we wrap this up, I got to ask you a question. You're one of the biggest
Right.
fans. You're one of the biggest fans of Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2, I know. Like, I thought I was a huge fan, and then I saw you playing the game, and I'm like, okay, this guy cares about this game in a way that even more than I do. So I'm going to ask, what would you like to see in Little Nightmares 3? I have my own ideas, but I want to hear yours first.
If I had to put anything into Little Nightmares 3,
Yeah.
I would say probably, if not have an origin for the guy who hangs himself in the first game. Because remember in the first game, you find a guy who's hanging off a chair and you find a note on the chair?
Yeah.
Or is it on the ground? Find out the origin for him. How did the janitor and the granny end up where they are in the game? And
Right.
maybe give Six a bit more time with her powers. Like, when she was walking out of the mall, she took everyone's soul into herself.
Yeah.
Give her a bit more time in playing the game with those powers.
Yeah. Oh, so you want to see the powered up Six?
Yeah, like, you only get that powered up Six at the end of the first game for, 2 minutes? If even that.
Yeah, that's true.
But it would be nice to see her with powers in the third game. And just make reference to the first game, saying, yes, it's a direct sequel to this first one. And, you have all these powers with Six. And whether or not she keeps them is entirely up to the person making the game.
Yeah, and there could be all sorts of narrative choices that could strip those powers away and give them back in different areas. I don't think that
Yeah.
would be hard for them to do. That's a really
Yeah.
good idea. That's what I would like to see. For me, I think what I would like to see most, and this might sound a little silly, but the thing that I would like to see most in the game is I want to move the action onto an airship.
That sounds like fun.
I would love to, like, if ever a game's setting and aesthetic would be served well by being set on a blimp, I feel like it's this series. Like,
have you read the comics of Little Nightmares?
I have not read the comics of Little Nightmares.
I don't know if they can still be got, but they were available for a brief time when the game came out, and I didn't know about this till after I had gotten the game, and I realized, oh man, it would have been nice to get those comics.
Yeah, absolutely.
But apparently, it shows how Six got onto the mall and how she's not the only character that was in it. Like, there was other kids her size and all around the same age range, and they all have different abilities and things. If I could get Little Nightmares 3, I'd like to see those comics integrated into the game.
Oh, or so they're having the other characters show up.
Yeah. Like, integrate the comics into the games and just be like, okay, Little Nightmares 3 is basically just a video game adaptation of the comics. That's all. So if you've never got the comics or you didn't even know about them, there you go. There's a video game version of the comics. And then Little Nightmares 4 would be what I would like to have, with Six having powers and all that other stuff.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, no, I totally see the value of that. And I think people would love that. So yeah.
I would love. If I was in charge of Little Nightmares, I would make 5 games, and then I would stop after that.
Yeah. So, like you said, you do the flashback. You meet all these other characters. You do one that let you explore her powers and amp things up, and then you would just be like, okay, and now we're just wrapping up the series with a final game.
Yep. So like the fifth game would be where the fifth game I would have Six give up her powers and just be like, okay, I'm going to pass these powers on to another person who will become the next lady, and just give them the powers, and that woman is now stuck on the paw indefinitely.
Interesting. Yeah, I would totally be down for that ending. That would be great.
Because I think the comics take place, if it's not before the first game, it's during the first game.
Okay.
So making a video game version of that, you'd have it set after the events of Little Nightmares 2, but still before part 1.
Interesting.
And then part 4 and 5, you'd wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. So one final thought from me, and I'll put this out there. I'm still mad at Bandai Namco for spoiling the game's big twist in the cover art. Because I can honestly say, I would not have known that little girl was Six if they hadn't shown it in the cover art. And I'm kind of mad at them for spoiling that.
In the game until I heard someone say, Six is in the game. I thought, really? Okay. Saw the trailer, because a friend of mine sent me the trailer on, I think it was WhatsApp at the time.
All right.
And he goes, this game is coming out next year. Or I think it was 2019 he sent it to me. He goes, this is coming out next year in 2020.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll watch it. I generally don't like watching trailers for, well, anything really, because it ruins everything.
Yeah,
but this whole trailer of Little Nightmares 1, or Little Nightmares 2, was maybe 2 minutes in length, and it showed almost nothing. And
nice.
When I saw Six in it, I thought, oh, Six is in the game. Because it was at the end of the trailer, and you just see her picking up the coat and putting it on. And I was like, that's cool. It's like, didn't know Six was going to be in this, so is this a sequel or is it a prequel? Didn't know until it came closer to the time, and I even said to you, I was like, I'm going to go on the assumption this is a prequel. And I remember you in one of your streams saying, do you want me to tell you, or do you want to wait and find out, because it is kind of a spoiler.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll wait. At least I think I said I'll wait, so...
Yeah, at least you weren't... At least I didn't spoil anything for you.
No, you didn't. But if it wasn't for you, I would have been stuck on all of those levels that I was stuck on for far longer.
I did help a little. There you go. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a magnificent game. Like, I really do think it's incredible, and I would have liked it had it been a surprise that the little girl turned out to be Six. But I mean, I get why they wanted to show people she was in the game, because everyone's such a fan of her and they loved her so much in that first game. So like I get why they did that, but I'm just a little disappointed.
One thing I like about the game is in the second game they actually confirmed that Six is a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember,
which they hadn't done in the first game.
In the first game, whenever they asked, is Six male or female, they're like, yes. It was like,
yeah.
So which is it? It was like, yes. It's like, Six can be male or female, whichever you want. That's the answer. And then in the second game, when I see it, it's like, oh, there's a girl. Okay, yeah, I wonder if this is going to be Six.
Quite obviously. I had always assumed Six was a girl for whatever reason, and it was nice to have that confirmed.
Because I thought, okay, this might not be Six, but I'm going to go on the assumption it is. Either that, or it's do you remember the girl that was in the DLC of the first game?
Right.
Do you remember when you play as the runaway kid, you're following this girl out
of course.
The mall, and you see her climbing up a rope and jumping off?
Yeah.
I thought that was her.
Ah.
I was there thinking, is that the girl from the Runaway Kid campaign of the first game? Because that would be kind of cool if it was.
That would be.
But no, it turned out it was Six. Oh, well.
Well, she's still a badass. Yeah, no, Six is still amazing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, before we
wrap this up, I have one question to ask you.
Of course.
Where can people find you after this is over?
Hidden Object Guru YouTube page. Drop by there. But more importantly, I just made a video game. It is called The Adventures of Dinobot and Tierra. Go on to Steam and you can pick it up for just $1. So
yeah,
I'm going to encourage you to do that.
You already copied that, by the way.
Yes, you were
Thanks for the
Horror King here was the first person to receive a copy of it because Horror King won a quiz related to the game.
And I actually thought it was very funny that was actually why that particular plushie was picked.
He actually figured it out because it was a dinosaur-themed game, so he was the only person to guess that it was going to be a dinosaur-themed plushie. Bravo! You outwitted me. I thought I was being cute and clever, and you just got it right away. I was very impressed.
It also helps that I was messing Dinobot for 3 weeks.
Okay, well that helps too.
I was bound to get it eventually.
Yeah, that's true. But my question, and I got a similar question for you. What are you going to be playing on stream next? Because you stream stuff quite regularly. What are you looking to play?
There is one game I got recently from GameStop for €20, brand new, which is called Fate to Silence.
Oh, I just bought that thing.
I don't know what kind of game it is. It looks like a horror game, so I'm gonna go with that.
It's winter survival horror.
Good enough for me.
Yeah.
That works with the team on my channel. I also picked up Soul Calibur 6 as well, but that was €10.
Yeah, I just got Soul Calibur 6 myself. I was it was in a bundle, so it's on PC. But I'm interested to see how Soul Calibur 6 goes. Will it have Will it have interesting secret characters? I don't know. I miss not being able to play as Darth Vader anymore.
I got it from GameStop secondhand because it was down to €10 and it was €65.
Oh, that is a good deal. Wow. That's a great deal.
So I was like, I won't be live streaming this on my channel, but I'm going to play it regardless at some point.
You don't want to watch people, you don't want people to watch you lose at fighting games over and over again? Because that would be the experience if I were to try playing a fighting game on stream.
Well, if I'm going to do a fighting game on stream, I'll do it on my other channel, which is my actual name. So,
okay. Now,
if I do a fighting game, or non-horror game,
horror games. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I will just.
All right.
If I want to do non-horror games, I'll still have my username on my second channel. It'd just be on the Brendan O'Connell channel, and just have me playing whatever game.
Nice. Okay.
Because why not?
Embarrassing. Now I gotta go subscribe to that because I had no idea that channel existed. So I'm gonna go do that now. Thanks so much for having me. Thanks so much for having me. This was great. Before I go.
Yeah, no worries. Before you go, there's one thing I should tell you about my channel. And
okay.
I don't know why this is the case because bizarrely it happened. Back in 2008, I had created my YouTube channel because originally it wouldn't let me watch certain videos. It was like, you need to have a channel to watch this and comment on it. It was like, fine.
Yeah, of course.
Clicked sign up, typed in my email address at the time, along with my password and name. Next thing I know, after I clicked sign up, it split my channel in two.
Oh.
So for some reason, my original email address, which is the Horror King, is linked to the Horror King YouTube channel and the Brendan O'Connell channel together.
Huh.
It's two separate channels, but it's
with the same email address. That is so strange.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
I have no idea why. I have no idea why, because when I clicked sign up, it split the channel in two to two different channels. I thought, why is this a thing? It was like, whatever. I'll just go with the Horror King one because it's what my original username was and still is. And also, fun fact, I'm the original Horror King that's on YouTube.
Oh, you were the first person named Horror
King. Everyone else is a copycat.
Okay.
And I have more subscribers and videos than all of them combined.
See, there you go. You have,
at least I did last time I checked. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, hey, you're fighting for your brand, and I respect that a lot. Yeah.
I think what I'll do is take a break from live streaming games and just do podcast style videos for a while. Because honestly, I want to try something different and see if that increases my view time.
Yeah, fingers crossed. All right, and anything I can do to help, you know where to find me.
Yep, indeed I do. Also, if anyone wants to find out where I am, obviously, you just go to youtube.com and type in the Horror King. You'll see my avatar is an alien dragon looking thing. So
that's an alien dragon looking thing. I like the sound of it.
Well, you've seen my tongue.
No, I have seen it.
It looks like a dragon.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Absolutely. It's just when I hear alien dragon, my mind immediately goes to Metroid and the bad guy from Metroid. Who's an alien
now you
dragon.
Can take it my
instead.
And the funny thing is, I got this. It's actually a toy I got when I was a kid, and yes, I found it in my attic ages ago. And when you push the thing on its belt, its head lights up red, like the top of the head lights up red, and the mouth is kind of a greeny yellow color.
Creepy.
And yet, when you push that button, the head lights up. And when I found it in my attic, I pushed the button to see if the batteries still work. They still work.
Huh. Nice.
Thing is,
that's kind of miraculous.
I haven't used this thing in about 20-ish years, maybe closer to 30 years, actually. And yet, the batteries still work, and they didn't even leak.
Okay, so, that's one. Okay, now what I would like you to do is, please promote the brand of battery that was, because everyone needs to know what batteries can do that.
It was those cell batteries that you put into, like, watches and things.
Oh, okay. One of those little ones.
Yeah, the small little flat ones. Wow. The thing is, when at one stage it fell and the light stopped working, I thought, shit, did I break it? Took the back of it off. Couldn't get it off. Got somebody else to take the back off. And popped out the batteries. Realized, okay, so let's try cleaning these because there's a little bit of dirt on them. Cleaned off the batteries, put them back in, pushed the button, head works fine. It's like, so maybe it was just the connection that was dirty that needed cleaning. It's been not cleaned in over 30 years.
That can happen. All right.
It has been cleaned in about 20-ish years, so, that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we'll see you, I will see you soon. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me, and also thanks for the help with Little Nightmares 2, because without you, it would have taken me far longer to beat.
Glad I could do it. See you soon.
See ya. Slán.